Greetings, my friend. Welcome to another episode of Badass Unscripted. True agility is formless. Think about it. True agility has no shape. True agility has no rules. True agility has no process, has no manual, has no instructions, has no recipe. It cannot be defined because it's undefinable. And the moment you try to define it, you disrespect it. And you make it wrong. Here's what I mean. The simplest interpretation is that no two teams, no two initiatives, no two backlogs, no two sets of scope are the same. Because the people aren't the same and the outcomes aren't the same and the objectives aren't the same, how can you possibly prescribe the right way? Anything that you attempt to do, to systemize it, to create a process out of it, will have to be generic. When we create rules that you must follow, then exceptions to that rule simply get flushed down the drain because they don't fit. They don't fit the mold. They don't fit the algorithm. So what do? We try making the process bigger. We try to add more exceptions, more use cases, until the process we propose is so big and so unwieldy that it's more expensive, less effective, and less economical than the process that we had before, or running without a process at all. Remember that what we're trying to do is not be agile for the sake of being agile. We're trying to be agile to help create some kind of an outcome. Whether that outcome is measured in dollars or whether it's measured in speed, whether it's measured in innovation, however you measure it, agile itself is not the gold. It's not the prize. The prize is making work better. Making work better because it achieves desired outcomes more easily, more simply, more elegantly, whatever the case may be. But I believe, from my experience, that it's more art than science. Wouldn't you agree? How you apply the principles, what you choose to reject or to discard or to focus on versus not focus on, is how you can make your team more agile. By definition, not by compliance to the rule book. Furthermore, when we create a binary sense of if you follow the rule book, you're good. If you don't follow the rule book, you're bad. That's where most of the conversation rests in 2022. It rests in a bunch of practitioners claiming to have the gold standard, claiming to have the right way, capital R right way, and closing a blind eye and warding off and failing to see and failing to listen to opposing viewpoints. Isn't that hypocritical too? Don't we always tell people that we must be empathetic and we have to listen more? And we owe it to our people to listen, to accept their viewpoints. And yet if anyone dares say something that isn't in the Scrum Guide, you're not allowed to say that. Who told you you're allowed to say that? You can't say that. Of course you can. Agile should be formless. It belongs to nobody. If you're charging people, companies, money to coach them on an agile path, then coach them on how to use agile principles the best way you know how. Discover it together. Don't try to go in and know everything. Don't try to go in and be an agile expert. There's no value in being an agile expert. There's value in helping people apply those principles at their best. But what that looks like is completely formless. It's completely unpredictable. And to lean on or insist on one way, the only way, the right way, is lazy thinking. It's also dangerous thinking because of the holy wars that it creates. No, a team can have 8 people. No, a team can have 12 people. Well, you know what? A team can have 15 people. Well, make it have 15 people or you're fired. Okay, a team can have 15 people. It's meaningless. It's defending a boundary that's not worth defending. What's worth defending are the key principles, those 12 principles. If you let those things be your guide, you have a better chance of getting this thing right than if you try to spend a couple of years in university learning this stuff, memorizing the process, showing up with your templates and your Excel spreadsheets. We already know that doesn't work. That was the whole environment and ecosystem that Agile was intended to replace in the first place. So if I had one bit of counsel for you today, it would be to think of Agile, true agility, as being formless. The only way to get it wrong is to try to put a label on it, is to try to put a defined process around it, to try to ask it to be something concrete and repeatable, because it isn't, because it can't be. Because if there was a recipe, everyone would be following it, everyone would be getting the right results, and we would have no problem. But we do have a problem. We have a big problem. And it's incumbent on us to figure it out. So get busy figuring. And let me know what you think of this episode. You got comments, you got feedback. You can reach out at badassagile.com. You can find me on Instagram at badassagile or on Twitter at badass_agile. I look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, stay badass.